Life Out September might not have gotten off to the most flying start for me, but this week, it's time. Sort Your Life Out September begins now. Good morning everyone and welcome to a brand new weekly vlog. My name is Amy and I vlog every single week of my life. This is week number 34 and it is actually Wednesday today. I'm starting this vlog a little bit late, but basically if you watched last week's vlog and the Paris vlog that I just uploaded, you will know that at the end of last week Charlie surprised me with a trip to Paris, which was so much fun, and I actually can't believe we did that. It was like one of the most spontaneous things I've ever done. Literally, we were on the flight like 12 hours after the flight was booked. It was crazy. But last week ended up being a bit of a whirlwind. I had lots of events, lots of stuff out of the house, and then obviously we went to Paris. So I didn't end up sorting my life out in the way that I was planning to. And also, we did like 60,000 steps in one weekend. It was wild. And we did a Disneyland day. That vlog will be coming later in the week, on Thursday I think. And it was absolutely, like, it was so fun, but it was so packed full. So the last couple of days I've been like hibernating during the day because I've had a couple of work events in the evening. So I wanted to tell you about those first. Basically, on Monday I was invited by the Bridge Theatre to go and see Guys and Dolls, which is a production on in London. Guys and Dolls is like a really old school musical. If you don't know it, you will definitely know some of the songs, because they're the kind of songs that I feel like you hear your grandparents playing and like you don't even know they're from a musical, like Luck Be a Lady Tonight, like there are loads, so many songs where you go, oh, this is from a musical, and it's from Guys and Dolls. And this production of Guys and Dolls is honestly like, so there are standing seats. I've done that before, it was really good fun. It is literally like you are there in the streets of New York with them. This time, because I've got a back injury, we were seated, and oh my god, when I first asked that I didn't know if I was being a bit melodramatic, because I always really like get in my head about like making requests like that, even though sometimes if I stand still for too long my back is in like absolute agony. But oh my god, after all the steps we did in Paris, I am so relieved that past me did that, because I genuinely think I would have had to cancel, like I wouldn't have been able to do it. But seated, it was literally like a completely different show. It was so cool watching all the people who were standing and like how they were interacting and stuff, like having a bit more of a bird's eye view. But yeah, it was such a good show. And afterwards I actually was invited to interview a couple of the new cast members. So we had Gina and Michael. They are both like West End legends. So I'm going to pop that interview here so you can hear what they had to say about it. I have just seen Guys and Dolls at the Bridge Theatre in London, and I've grabbed two West End legends to tell you all about it.
I'm Gina Beck and I play Sarah Brown.
And I'm Michael Simpkins and I play her grandfather, Arvid Abernathy.
How would you describe Guys and Dolls in 3 words?
Hot. Hot is a very good description.
Yeah, in every sense of the word.
Joyous.
Yeah,
Definitely.
musical. But I mean,
it's a hot, joyous musical.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty accurate to me. So what is your favourite moment in the show? Who wants to go first? Gina first?
Probably not one that I'm in. Probably watching Tamika Ramsey do Take Back Your Mink, the amazing second act number. I watched it tonight from the wings, and I mean, she has a voice that cuts through your soul. It's incredible.
Michael?
I would agree. I think Take Back Your Mink is an astonishing number. It's my favourite, but it shares that privilege with the first time that Gina opens her lungs and sings I Know When My Love Comes Along.
Yeah, that's right.
It makes me go all goose pimply.
It was absolutely
She's
phenomenal.
got a voice of an angel, this one.
She
So
does.
those are my 2 favourite moments.
What makes Guys and Dolls different from the other shows in London right now?
Well, there isn't anything like it, is there? I mean, this immersive production that Nick's put together, well, especially there's never been a Guys and Dolls like it, but I just don't think there's anything else like it in London at the moment. Just letting you into like the world of Guys and Dolls.
The production, in my opinion, and you'd expect me to say this because essentially the director, Nicholas Heitner, is my employer, but nevertheless, it is a masterpiece. I think it is a masterpiece. It's an immersive production of one of the great musicals that has taken it and put it in a setting which has never been done before. I've seen the show countless times and it's always been proscenium arch. You sit in rows of seats and you see it, all from one angle. But in this, You're part of it. It's swirling around you. There's people coming up in amongst you and songs exploding in amongst the audience. And that's the reason why I think it's so immediate and so joyous.
Yeah, you're right in the streets of New York with them, aren't you? It's amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for putting on such a fabulous show. No worries, thank you. Be transported to the streets of New York and catch Guys and Dolls before it closes at the Bridge Theatre in London.
And then yesterday I literally spent the whole day doing emails and then went out to a Disney Marvel screening of the new Agatha All Along TV show. So we watched the first 2 episodes. I will show you some clips now.
Director Jack Schaefer! Looking absolutely stunning tonight. So spooky. It is my honor, it is my privilege to introduce you to the man who's playing the character of Teen, Joe Locke. And of course, the Agatha Harkness herself, Catherine Hahn. My entrance, of course, is filled with disaster. Hi, witches! We're so happy to be here in London. I mean, look at the party London is throwing for us. We're feeling very spooky. We hope you enjoy the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Catherine, Joe, and Jack for joining us this evening. A big round of applause for them, guys.
Oh my god, my pants are on. Oh, I can't get it up. Jess's bum skin is touching the seat right now. Yep. Whoa. That. Not my finest moment, actually. I did get my lip behind it. Well done. We've just gotten out of the Agatha All Along screening. It was really good. It was so good. WandaVision is my favourite Marvel TV show, and so I was really excited about Agatha All Along.
It's actually one of the only Marvel TV shows I've seen, I believe.
What, WandaVision?
Yeah.
I think it was the best one. It was the first one, and I think it was the best.
God,
yeah.
I'm obviously very, the whole, MCU, the sort of whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
Very familiar with, the films of it.
Yeah.
TV shows, I watched a little bit of, Loki, I did all of WandaVision, loved it.
Yeah.
And then, what other shows have there been?
There's been so many now.
I don't think I've watched most of
that
them.
Moon Knight thing that Abby really liked.
Ollie loved that. I didn't really get into
Yeah,
it.
I really want to watch Loki because apparently season 2 is brilliant, but I didn't watch it. I liked the Hawkeye one, and I loved WandaVision.
I don't even think I've seen Hawkeye. Oh, there was another one that
Echo?
Abby got really into as well.
Oh, I don't know. But either way.
There was one about a woman. I don't know. Wouldn't pass the Bechdel test probably.
No, probably not. But anyway, what did we just watch? Agatha All Along is a good one actually. It's very witchy and autumnal and fun, and it's true crime vibes to begin with as well, which had me gripped.
I loved the beginning of it. It was not what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
We are actually under embargo until next week, so we can't give an official review. But what we can say is when it does come out next week, you should watch it.
Yeah, it is good. And now we are in our favourite Central London restaurant, Slim Chicken.
Fine dining.
Yeah, we love a bit of fine dining. We are classy gals.
We are, yes. Leaving my skin out on the seat. And also, guess what? I've got 3 pairs of pants on right now.
Oh my god. I've got 2.
It's excessive, isn't it? I did it by mistake, but sometimes we just have to see those mistakes through to the end.
And carrying that theme onto today, you may notice, well, you probably don't because this probably looks like a normal outfit to you, but to me this feels quite out there. I've got this skirt on which I absolutely love. I'm not joking. I've had this skirt since 2019 or something, and it is black faux leather tiered. You can't see the bottom of it, but I promise it's not like a midi skirt. It ends there. And it's got this really cool belt attached to it, and I love it, and I've been looking for an excuse to wear it for so long, and I think I've only ever worn it out of the house once or twice. But every single time I declutter my skirts, it makes it through the declutter, because every time I put it on I go, oh my god, I love this skirt so much. And honestly, how it fit me then and now, I couldn't tell you. It is like a magic skirt. But I've been told to dress the part, so I've got this skirt on and I've got these star earrings in as well, because basically Today, Jess and I have been invited to go and be in this Marvel music video. So the shoot is taking place in a hotel in London, and it is to promote Agatha all along. And we've been told to come with base makeup, but like not a lot of eye makeup on, because the makeup artist is going to be doing this like big purple eye on us all. But I don't know if you remember, or if you can tell, because I think sometimes this camera blurs things slightly, but basically I am having an absolute nightmare with my eyes at the minute. I've definitely got some sort of like dermatology problem. I've got an appointment with a doctor tomorrow, which is actually part of my Sort Your Life Out September, and is a really big deal for me because I have really bad health anxiety, and I really convince myself that every time I have a doctor's appointment they are going to tell me that I'm dying. So I will probably have a panic attack both before and after that appointment. But anyway, someone is finally going to be looking at my eyes, well, over FaceTime, because I have a like virtual GP, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything like that, so they might have to refer me to like someone in person, but I had to go through this step first. So that is what I'm going to be doing. But so I'm just hoping that the makeup artist is not going to go, what is that? I'm sure they won't, but like I'm going to have to be like, I'm really sorry, my eyes are like super swollen and sore. I feel like you can't really tell when I've got a little bit of makeup on, but when I have no makeup on, like it literally looks like I've aged about 30 years in a week, like maybe even more. And to be honest, it's really like knocking my self-confidence. So I've nearly cancelled on everything I've done this week, which is so stupid because literally no one else cares, but it is making me feel not very good about myself. So fingers crossed tomorrow the doctor will have all the answers, because this has never happened before, and I've been very lucky with my skin. Like I've never really had any big skin issues. I've never had any eczema or anything like that, or even like acne particularly badly even when I was a teenager. Like I've been very lucky with my skin, but so it just feels, I just don't know what to do with it, do you know what I mean? So I've been like putting on a really gentle emollient moisturiser, which is what the nurse that I spoke to before said to try as like a first sort of line of defence. That doesn't seem to have done anything, so I think it's going to have to be probably something medicated at least just to make it go down. I don't know, we'll see. But like I said, I do have quite bad health anxiety, so I really find that whenever there's any like physical ailments going on, my general anxiety spikes quite a lot. And so yeah, this week's been a little bit touch and go, and I think that combined with being so tired, like I don't want to moan, obviously I've had so much fun doing everything I've done so far this week, but like my anxiety levels are a little bit high. So I'm off the coffee. I'm not allowed any caffeine this week. That's sort of like a measure that I take with myself when I feel my anxiety creeping up, because I just often find that caffeine makes it worse. So I'm off the caffeine, and yeah, today I've got myself all dressed obviously, and I'm now going to go into Central and I'm going to meet my friend Lucy for a little catch up. I always find it's quite good, like being self-employed is good, having self-employed friends, because you can kind of bounce ideas off each other. So I think that's what we're going to do. And I'm also meeting Jess, and then we're going to go to the shoot, and God knows what we're getting ourselves into, because I've got no idea what's going to happen. This is probably TMI, but obviously I'm wearing a bodysuit, and I just felt all the poppers undo as I stood up on the tube. So I'm flaps to the wind right now. Not, hang on, bodysuit flaps, not my flaps. I can't believe I just said that. I am wearing pants and also tights. Also, Charlie and I are sharing a house key at the moment, because we had an issue with the other one that I need to get fixed, and because of that I keep getting notifications on my phone from like Find My, because I've got an AirTag on them, telling me that I've left my house keys behind. So I keep like panicking, going through my bag, and then remembering that I'm not actually supposed to have them. So that's like a really fun pastime that's happening like several times a day at the minute. Here we are, this looks like the right room. Oh my god. Wow, what are we going to be doing here? I've arrived at the Disney shoot. They have done my makeup. So we've got this like purple and pink, super like witchy look going on. And Jess is going first, so she's in there now. And I've seen a little bit of what she's doing. She's got like a cloak on, they're getting her to like dramatically take it off and stuff. But I really have no context as to like what the final product is going to be. So I'm intrigued you know what, we're just going with the flow today. We're going to see what comes out of this. Good morning. I assume just before this I've put in the B-roll footage that they sent over from yesterday of the Agatha all along filming. It was so fun, very random, but like we had a really good time doing it. And then I felt like I was getting a cold, so I just stopped filming and kind of resigned myself to the fact that I was probably going to be ill, because obviously a couple of weeks ago a cold really took me out, but actually I'm okay. And I have had my doctor's appointment this morning, so that is a big tick on the to-do list today. I've been prescribed a cream to put on my eyes, and I'm hoping that will make them better. But yeah, this is at the moment without anything on. They're actually not too bad today. They've been really like red and blotchy and puffy. So we're just going to pop out, run a few errands, pop to the supermarket, pick up the prescription, and things like that. And then I need to sort out the vlog that's going out later today, which is the Paris vlog. So you guys will already have seen that. And yeah, it's just a bit of a sort your life out day today. I'm gonna do some more decluttering, I'm gonna do some tidying, I'm gonna catch up on all my admin. As I've already said, it's sort your life out September. And this is the first real day of that for me, so let's get on with it. I've just used this fragrance, Daisy Love, in like the little sample size, because basically this is my perfume tray. You've seen it before, it's very overrun. But I've put myself on a bit of a ban from using any of the ones that are too full, so at the moment I'm trying to finish this one off, which is actually my favourite perfume, and I've already got another slightly smaller bottle in there for when it's done. But I've also got all of these little samples here. My Prada Paradox, which I do love, has nearly run out, and I just think the whole thing will look a lot less cluttered once I get rid of those, so I don't want to waste any. I'm going to use it, but like I'm just trying to prioritise my perfumes very carefully at the moment. Good morning everyone. I have done such a bad job of vlogging this week, so today we're going to spend the whole day together. How does that sound? I've literally just gotten up, it's a bit late, it's just gone 9, but I was out quite late last night because basically Charlie was doing a temp shift just as like a one-off, so it was a little bit tricky to get to, so I drove him and then just sat in a coffee shop nearby and was reading my Wicked book, because as I'm sure you guys know, the Wicked movie comes out in November. And I've been planning on doing this video, which you all know about because I have talked about it in several of these weekly vlogs, where I read the book of Wicked, which came before the musical, and is so much darker and so much more complicated than the musical is. Like, I'm so far through it, and Fiyero hasn't even arrived yet. I was 100 pages in before Elphaba even said a word. Like, it is so different. And basically, on this channel, I don't know if you will have seen, but last year I did this video where I told the true story behind the musical Newsies, and by some absolute fluke they let me go on stage to film it, and so just kind of I felt I had to try to ask Wicked if I could do the same, and by some absolute fluke, if we can get the schedules to line up, they've said yes, which is so insane as like such a huge musical theatre fan, and I've seen Wicked honestly more times than I can count. I love that show, so the thought of standing on their stage and filming a video is insane to me and feels like such a huge opportunity that honestly I don't know how they've said yes to. But so because of that, I'm now on like a really massive deadline to get it done in time. I'm not reading it particularly quickly because I'm taking notes after like every paragraph, so because I don't know what's going to be relevant later. It's a really complicated book in terms of like the sort of world building, and I really don't know where it's going to go, so I've been probably being too thorough with my notes, but because of that it's taking ages, and I'm loving it. Like, it feels like such a different muscle to stretch. It feels like the sort of stuff I did when I was at uni. But yeah, so while Charlie was working last night, I found myself a little coffee shop to read some more of the book from, and I actually did make quite good headway, but my god, there is still a lot to go. But that is not the focus today. I'd like to try and find some time to do a few pages somewhere if I can, but I'm going to do everything else. So I had that steroid cream on my eyes. It seems to have worked. Not completely, but enough that I feel that I can do some filming that I've been putting off. Basically, you guys see me in all states, but I have a beauty YouTube channel which has lied kind of dormant this year because I've been focusing on these, and that's fine because I prefer these, to be honest, but it is good fun to do something a little bit different sometimes. So my plan is to film a load of beauty advent calendar unboxings for that channel. So I've got a couple of advent calendars here ready to go, so I want to do that today. I've been trying to do it for like the last week, but because it's a beauty video, I know it's so silly because probably no one else could even really tell, But I always feel like in those videos the pressure's really on to do my makeup well, because I'm talking about beauty stuff, I feel like people are going to be like scrutinising me. So I didn't want to film those when my eyes felt all out of sorts, because I don't know, I felt like people would be like, why are we taking makeup advice from her? Her makeup's really crusty. But so I haven't filmed those, so I'm now really behind on that. I'm behind on a lot of things, between getting ill and just being busy, and like, I feel ill now as well. It's so weird. But I'm determined to just push through. So I'm going to make some breakfast. I actually really fancy a cup of tea this morning, which is quite rare for me at the moment. And yesterday Charlie bought some crumpets. I'm going to make us both some crumpets. And then there's a lot to do. I'm going to do a couple of declutters. I need to do like my hair and makeup so I look like ready to film for the day. I want to film a few declutters. I want to film some more of the wardrobe declutter YouTube video that I've been working on. I want to film the beauty advent calendars. There's a lot to be done today, and also I just want to like tidy the house a bit because we're actually going away again tomorrow. Just one night. I was invited literally months ago to go to this hotel called the Belfry in Birmingham, because basically they've got like a collaboration happening with Dermalogica for their spa. So we're going to go to the Belfry tomorrow, which will be so lovely, but this house is a mess and hasn't been like restored to order for, well, definitely, but kind of since I was ill, to be honest. Like, we got somewhere with it and then I got really busy. Do you ever find that? Like, I just find when I get busy, it's literally like there's been an explosion in the house. I also feel like we haven't really like cooked anything fun in a while, so I'd really like to cook a fun dinner. It's getting towards that kind of weather where you want like winter warmer food, isn't it? Don't you think? Hello?
Don't I think what?
It's getting towards like winter warmer cozy food vibes.
Yeah, morning.
He's half asleep still. Could you grab the milk, please?
Yeah.
Do you want a cup of tea?
I'll have a coffee.
When we were in France, we tried this Bon Maman hazelnut chocolate spread instead of Nutella at the hotel, and it was insane. Like, it's a lot more, it's like less thick, but it's so nice. And then yesterday Charlie found it at the supermarket, and apparently it was cheaper than Nutella as well. So £2. This is my new fave. I feel like my hair has really grown recently and I love it, but I think this side is slightly longer than this side. Once it's done you'll see what I mean, because obviously at the moment I've just done this side and this is how I woke up. But I couldn't notice it when it was slightly shorter, but I do think it's the case. I've just had a bit of a word with myself about priorities because I would love to do the advent calendars today, but there is no set deadline for those. Whereas I do actually have a few ads that have been waiting for my eyes to get better before they can be filmed for Instagram. And those have people like waiting on me to deliver the content, so I'm actually gonna prioritize those. So I think what I'm gonna do is just finish getting ready and then clean this office up, because you know how people say like what your space looks like is what your brain looks like, and the state of this office right now is so reflective of my like the productiveness of my work brain over the last couple of weeks. Working in this industry, it is my, oh my god, I've just realised I've nearly been full-time for 2 years. That's mad. I went full-time right at the end of September 2022. That was when I dropped my very last like tutoring clients. I'd been bringing it down gradually. I'd stopped taking on new students actually years before that, but I kept a few, and I'd done some social media management stuff, and I stopped all of that as well in the September 2022. That's mad, I can't believe it's been 2 years. But anyway, this will be my 3rd year working full-time in this industry over Christmas, and it is manic in the best way. Like, the thing is, if any of you work in like freelance marketing, you will know like the majority of the money that you earn for the year is earned in this quarter that we're now coming into. And I think because of that especially, I really feel the need to like get all my ducks in a row. I've also been really trying Bless you. I've been really trying lately to kind of level up. Bless you. Level up in kind of lots of ways, partly with work stuff. I've got like a few new systems in place. I've been using my Notion a lot more. If you don't know what Notion is, it's like a digital bullet journal. Like, it is really customizable, and I always feel most on top of my life when my Notion is like in good shape, because it means I don't have to store the information in my brain, it just goes straight on the computer. But I've got so many fun ideas, and I really want to like level up the content, like the Wicked stuff. That's something that, you know, it takes a lot of effort in comparison to some of the other stuff I make, like the weekly vlogs. Like, these are, don't get me wrong, like obviously it's an effort to edit them and everything, but like I show up here however I am, like it, you know, there's no like huge amount of preparation that goes into it, so these are like fairly low effort. Videos like the Wicked video will be like high effort, hopefully high reward, but like at least high like creative reward. I'll really enjoy it, and I hope I'll be really proud of it, and I want to make more stuff like that too. But September feels a little bit like standing looking down over the edge of a cliff, like knowing that the rest of the year is going to be absolutely crazy. So I need to, yeah, like sort my whole life out now. But like I said, I've been trying to upgrade things, so partly like my content, I've been thinking about next year a little bit and how I want to upgrade things. Obviously I'm going to keep these weekly vlogs, but like whether there's any little tweaks that I want to make, or things I can do to make the process a bit easier. But also I've been trying to spend money really wisely, and this is partly because of the declutters and the fact that I'm like so much more aware of the stuff that's in my space. I'm actually really proud of myself, guys. The bits of wardrobe declutter that I have done so far for this video that's coming out in a few weeks mean that I have in the last few weeks worn skirts that I have not worn in actual years because I forgot they existed. I've also worn jewellery that I would never have worn before, even though I had it, because I wouldn't have known where it was and I wouldn't have remembered that I owned it. The declutters are definitely making a really big difference to my attitude towards my belongings, and I didn't realise how much of a difference it would make, but genuinely it feels like it's having such a positive influence on my life. But also we've been doing things like buying the upholstery cleaner, the stain striker. I was going to buy a whole new bed at one point because the headboard was so grim, full of like sweat and hair products over years. I honestly could not even tell you how old that bed is, and I nearly bought a new one, but it was in perfectly good condition. It was just a bit grubby, so we got the stain striker instead, and oh my god, it's like a new bed. Suddenly I don't have to buy a new one, and it's amazing. And like, yeah, I feel like I'm really in my era of like trying to take care of what I have and use what I have, and I like shopping, and I am not perfect. I still bought this new jumper, and I will always probably buy the odd new thing just to get a bit of excitement, but it actually feels so much more rewarding buying stuff knowing how it fits in with the stuff I already have. And like before I buy anything now, I find that I really do think like, do I have anything like this? What will this go with? Where will this go? And like I never used to think like that. So yeah, it's really interesting to see like over the space of the year how it's really like transformed my mindset towards stuff. And like there's still a long way to go. Literally I'm like looking at my office and I'm surrounded by stuff. And also because of the job that I do, I'm very lucky that I obviously do get sent some stuff as well, so the sort of amount of stuff in my house naturally just goes up without me even buying anything, which is a lovely problem to have. But it means that I don't think the declutters will ever truly be done or I would be doing myself out of brand relationships and therefore doing myself out of a job. And also it is such a lovely perk of this job that I wouldn't really want to give it up. But I definitely do accept far less gifting now. The only stuff that comes through now is stuff that either they've not asked if I want it, they've just sent it, or stuff that like they've asked if I want it and I've considered it, and actually yes, like it's something I would love to try, or something that I actively already use, or something that a friend of mine I know really loves, or something that I think could make a really good piece of content, or something like that. Like even the gifting I'm so much more intentional with now. But anyway, I've done my hair. Do you see what I mean? Do you think this side is shorter than this side? Because I do. Right, I'm going to do my makeup and then we're back in business. I've just seen like a stupid riddle thing on TikTok. Not even a riddle, like a question on TikTok. And it took me ages to work out the right answer. So I want to ask Charlie to see how long it takes you.
What?
What is the smallest number with the letter A in the number?
Seven. That's right. No, that's with an E. Savan. Okay, right, edit this back.
Try again.
I don't know, like, I would say 1,000.
It's 1,000. Isn't that bad?
Yeah. Like, if you look at, like, actually thinking it through properly without making a quick, like...
That's a 7.
Yeah. But, like, if you think all of the numbers will have E's mostly in them.
Yeah.
So that's...
I just saw it on TikTok and I thought it was interesting. It's a bit like, oh my god, when we were in Disney, Charlie told me this question that he'd seen on TikTok, which was, if you have a...
Oh, yeah.
A lorry full of pigeons.
Well, like a shipping container full of pigeons. So the question is, if in a shipping container you had, let's say, 1,000 pigeons, if there are 1,000 pigeons then just like started hovering in the shipping container, would it have the same weight?
Like if they all started flying at exactly the same time, so
yeah.
None of them were touching the shipping container.
None of them touching the shipping container, would it still be the same weight? And the answer is yes.
Well, so my first thought was like, no, because obviously
they're self-sustaining.
If they're not touching the shipping container, then the shipping container's not taking any of their weight.
But it still has to generate downforce.
But then, yeah, you started talking about the fact that obviously they have to like propel themselves and push the air downwards, which then like displaces the air and creates weight.
Yeah, really interesting.
But is that only initially? Like, would it? Because obviously, is there like an initial push when they first take off, but then to stay up there?
Yeah, but you're still. If you think that you're still like, what are you doing?
Practicing.
How are you? Are you going to be in a shipping container?
A stripping container?
No, shipping container. I hope not a stripping container. I mean, she can do what she wants, but no, if you think like they still have to continuously generate that. I
guess yeah, they're still like they're pushing all the time.
But it's really interesting.
Practicing.
I actually really want to know if there's any sort of interesting questions.
I love questions like that.
So if you guys have any like interesting questions that like you have to think about, then I would.
We're going on a road trip next week, a little one, just for the day. But we've got quite a lot of driving to do on Wednesday.
Actually, that will keep me quite entertained.
Give us some like interesting, like riddly type questions in the comments, and we'll go through them.
I can't believe it is 1,000 though.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Wait, let's have a look.
That is right. I look.
No, let's have a look at some.
No, let's do it. Let's save some up for the car journey, shall we? I need to do some work. I did my makeup, by the way, guys. It feels very nice to have like makeup on just in the daytime, because I've only been putting it on at night and when I've really needed it because of my eyes, but they're definitely much better. Okay, so first big task of the day is I'm currently working with New Look on some stories for Instagram. And so I got to pick a few bits from the website so I can choose what to wear in them. So I ordered this weeks ago now. I actually can't remember what I ordered, so let's have a look together. Ooh! First of all, I remember now I ordered this leopard print bag because obviously, as you guys know, I did buy a leopard print bag of Vinted last week or the week before. But I love it, but it doesn't hold much in it, and so it's not a very good daytime bag. Like as an evening bag it works really well, but it's more of a clutch than anything, which wasn't really how it was advertised, so it wasn't really what I was expecting. So I got this one from New Look. and I love that. I just think, like, obviously leopard print is a really big trend at the moment, and I've always worn leopard print here and there. I've got like some leopard print on the backs of my trainers, I've got a leopard print midi skirt. Like, I do love a little bit of leopard print, so I thought this was a really fun way to tie it in. Like, even if I just wore this jumper, some black jeans with this bag and some trainers, like, I feel like that's quite a cool, like, effortless, I didn't even think about it, I just threw this on kind of look, you know. On the leopard print theme, I think I went with a dress in the end. I really wanted something that I could wear as a leopard print mini skirt, just like underneath a beige jumper or a black jumper, but I was struggling to find anything that was the shape that I wanted, so I ended up going with this like v-neck dress that ends in a little leopard print skirt. So I might wear that for the ad. I can't really remember what my plan was when I ordered this. I'm hoping it will become apparent. Oh, I remember. And then I got this dress, which I think looks so cool. Basically, this looks like, so this is mesh, but it looks like patchwork denim. And I just think that's sick. So this is a little mini dress, but it's got like mesh long sleeves. And I get invited to quite a lot of like evening events, as you guys have seen this week, you know, like screenings of things and things like that, and I never know what to wear, like what is the right level. But I feel like this is somewhere in between. Like, it's not a ball gown, but it's like autumn appropriate. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. So yeah, I thought that was quite cool. I need to try it on. Then, oh, I remember my plan for the stories now. I got this skirt, just a little brown tennis skirt with a buckle on it, which I thought added a little bit of edge, a little bit of drama, a little bit of pizzazz. And then to go with that, I got this t-shirt. I think this is the last thing. Okay. Yeah, just hit myself in the face. This oversized blondie t-shirt, which I didn't realise would have like gems on, but actually it looks quite cool. So I think for the ad itself, I'm gonna wear this t-shirt with the skirt and maybe the bag as well. Do you think that goes? Is the bag overkill? Let's try it on. Before I do any of that, I cannot work in these conditions. My office is such a tip. Like, it, guys, it's so bad. It's because I haven't really worked in here for a few weeks. I was sleeping in here when I was ill, and then I've just been out and about, so everything for work I've just like dropped it into the office and gone, I'll deal with that later. Unfortunately, now is later, and actually this fan is like right in the middle of the room. I feel like it's now officially cold enough to put the fan away, so that's step one. Last week, you might remember, I went to a Katie Loxton event, and this has just turned up at the door. On the other side it says, "Just for you, Amy," which is so cute that it's personalised. Let's have a look what's inside. My like weekend bag, I always use this from Katie Loxton. I'm a big fan. Oh, wait, is this navy as well? Oh my god. It is embroidered with my initials and it's navy. I literally have the bigger version of this. That is so funny. They're going to match perfectly. This is the size of the bag, and the longer I look at it, the better it gets. I've just seen the label, and this is called the Milan cabin bag, and it is cabin bag size, so it's 40 by 20 by 19, so you should be able to take it on flights. Trying to get this last bit of plastic off, but basically I've also seen that it has, oh, there we go, the this like special flat bit, so it goes over your handle of your suitcase. And then the other thing that I really like about it is that this zip, rather than just opening like that, you can literally open the whole thing, so you can really like open the bag up and get in there, and it's got like pockets on the side. This is fantastic. Might bring this away with me tomorrow. Katie Loxton just honks. They do. Katie Loxton absolutely smashes it every time.
I wonder whether they do like suitcases.
I think they do, from what I saw last week.
Well, maybe we might just have to invest in some Katie Loxton
suitcases with the bags. That would be amazing.
That would be
so nice.
So nice.
I love the navy as well. Such a pretty colour. Right, I'm going to stop for some lunch really quickly, and then I'm actually going to start filming things. So I've got this leek and potato soup. It's the Covent Garden one. I love those soups. Charlie's got one as well, and I've just put loads of salt and pepper in it because I feel like that makes it nicer. I actually prefer it, interestingly, with white pepper rather than black pepper. I don't really know what the difference is, but I just find it a little bit spicier. So sometimes I put it in soups or in like gravy, if I want like a bit of a kick, I don't know. But we don't have any at the moment, so we just had to go for black pepper instead. Very sad. It is a little while later now. I've actually just filmed, no, I've just tried on all of the new look stuff and taken some photos because I'm going to post them on stories, but now I need to film my ad. So that is the next order of business, but it feels like it's getting dark already. It's not night time, it's just the day. Why is it getting so dark? I love autumn, but it is really annoying when you have to film stuff and it starts getting darker early, because every year I forget that I'll have less of the day. So like, it gets to a stage where you have to get used to shooting stuff in the morning because you can never rely on the afternoon light. But I kind of forgot that. So I've done this all the wrong way around, but it's okay. The time is now about 7 p.m. I've done so much work today. Not really done as much cleaning as I wanted to do, but I'm freezing cold, starving, and we have decided to have a cozy night on the sofa. So we've ordered a Chinese.
Okay. If we go, we've decided. Who decided about the Chinese?
I don't know, you got a phone call from a mystery woman telling you to order a Chinese.
Apparently it was someone's client or someone like that.
Oh yeah, they said their client wanted a Chinese.
And I still don't know who that client is.
Me neither, what a mystery. Anyway, so here's what we've got. An absolute feast, I'm so excited about this. These are the spring rolls. Vegetable spring rolls. And then my fave from the Chinese at the moment is the crispy chili shredded beef. We got some sweet and sour chicken balls. Oh my god, this is a big egg fried rice. And then you got your, is that salt and pepper?
Yeah.
Chicken. That never looks how I think it's gonna look. You like it, the dry ones, but to me I'm like, that looks really dry with the rice. Is it nice? Go try a little bit. He doesn't like to share food.
No, I hate share food.
That's good. Okay. Hang it, and now we're going to watch a film. What should we watch?
It's an Amy-led evening this evening.
An Amy-led evening? God, that never happened.
Fuck off.
What?
To be honest, most evenings are Amy-led evenings.
That's not true, you always pick what we watch.
Oh, because what you pick is rubbish.
What you pick is documentaries.
Yeah. See? Intelligence. She wants to watch something about the Kardashians and I want to watch something about the world.
I don't want to watch the Kardashians tonight. I want to watch like, I don't know, a good film. Can you leave it, obviously it'll be too late for this, but now that it's autumn and it's getting cold outside, I just want to watch good films. So can you leave me your favourite good films in the comments? Not like, I love a good rom-com, but I want something like gripping.
I heard that you want something good. You haven't said that you wanted something good enough.
Huh?
You haven't said that you wanted something good enough.
Yeah, I want something good. This is a lot of rice. Sometimes I think when you order on like Uber Eats and you click large rice, they just give you the same amount of rice, they just want you to pay more for it. This is definitely a large rice. This is huge.
I assume that you want a Diet Coke.
I do want the Diet Coke, please. And yeah, might get the blanket or the duvet.
I've already got the blanket.
Oh, have you? It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, I'll probably end up falling asleep on the sofa.
You always have a go at me when I fall asleep on the sofa.
Yeah, because you snore.
So do you.
No, you snore heavier than me.
Probably true.
Oh yeah, it's Friday, so it's the last day of your vlog.
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing this week?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. Oh, that sounds cool.
Are you having a chat with them?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Charlie baked a cake yesterday. It's here. I bought some custard earlier, so we're going to have it for dessert. We're going to warm it up.
See what I mean about Amy-led evenings?
What? Well, you weren't doing anything. You've been on the Xbox for the last couple of hours.
No, not for the last couple of hours.
Oh, we have. I hardly ever get a Chinese takeaway. Whenever I get a takeaway, it's normally like...
Have you told them about our little trip tomorrow?
Hi. Yeah, so we're going to the spa hotel.
Yeah.
Very excited. I'm so pleased that I managed to get my eyes sorted out before we're getting a facial.
Honk!
Yes. They don't know what honk means.
Honk is like good.
That's a good spring roll. This is so much food.
Said no one ever.
Can I wait? I want to eat it nicely. I want to sit down with my delicious succulent Chinese meal and eat it. I'm picking out all of the actual chilies because they're going to be way too spicy.
You're a big fucking baby.
I am, yeah. We are plated up. I'm moving to the sofa.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's talking about the perfect couple at the moment. What's Mother's Instinct? That's Anne Hathaway.
Why has there been a show made about us?
I hope it's not made about us. I think one of them kills the other one. Well, actually, that might not be true. Maybe they work together. I don't know. Those TV programmes. Do you want to have a look for a film? Or do you want a TV programme? We also started watching The Umbrella Academy, but haven't finished it. Watch him go straight to a documentary.
Back in the 1850s.
We've settled on Would I Lie to You as our dinner watch of choice, and then we're going to move on to something else after, once we are paying a bit more attention. I was all ready to go outside and have a little catch up with you guys in a cup of tea, and then I remembered that I have to boil the kettle. We are at the Belfry now, but I've had a boiling water tap since I moved into my flat over 6 years ago now, and I didn't even want it at the time. I didn't pick it. It just came when I bought the flat, because it was a new build, so like all the stuff was not my choice. It was all like pre-sorted. So the boiling water tap came with the flat, and over those 6 years I've gotten so used to it. Before I got it I was like, that's so unnecessary, like you can wait for a kettle to boil. And now every time I have to wait for a kettle to boil, I'm like, oh my god, what am I meant to do with myself? How long does a kettle even take? And that is the epitome of the first world problem, really, isn't it? So I'll see you in a minute once the kettle's boiled. Well, that took about 5 minutes, but now I have a lemon and ginger tea, which has made me wonder how many minutes of my life I've saved by having that boiling water tap. Although I suppose I haven't saved them, have I? Like, it's not like it's added time onto my life where I would have died without it, but it's interesting. Smells so good. Also, side note, I've got a packet of Percy Pigs here, and I've got a question for you. What flavour do you think this is? Because I would have said strawberry, but I've just read the back of the packet and it says raspberry, which I would have guessed, and grape, which I would not have guessed. Percy Pigs are so elite. I have just had the most stunning facial. It was like a Dermalogica, I think it was called the Ultimate Skin Health facial, and she shined this light on my face and showed me like all the dry areas. She said my skin elasticity was very good, brag, but that I've got a little bit of sun damage like around my cheeks, so I need to get better at using my SPF. I do try, I make an effort with it, but sometimes I just forget. So I need to start being a bit stricter with myself. Speaking of, actually, I've kind of found myself in a little bit of a habit that I need to break, which is taking the easy route all the time, because it makes it feel like the easy route then and there, but then it just creates more work for you later. For example, getting a Chinese last night instead of doing a food shop. It solved the problem for last night, but we've still got no food in the fridge, which doesn't really matter right now because we're in this hotel, but from tomorrow it will matter again. Making things a problem for later, Amy, whether that's clearing up or replying to a certain email, or like just looking ahead a little bit more and thinking, okay, what do I want to be doing in a few weeks' time and how can I lay the groundwork for that now? Like this Wicked book, why have I left it till the last minute? I really shouldn't have. And this year has probably been my toughest year. Not ever, but in a while. There have been a lot of great things that have happened this year, but there's also been a lot of really hard things. And I feel like I've not been looking after myself very well, if I'm honest, and I think that is kind of coming to fruition now through my body just obviously I just keep getting ill.
and I think that is as a result of not looking after myself properly. So I'm making a little bit of a promise to myself here and now that I'm gonna try a new little challenge. And I know I do things like this all the time, but I just find it really helps me to stay like motivated and to be like the best version of myself, whatever. And I think as you come towards the end of the year, I want to start trialing a few things so I can set like some goals for next year and stuff. And so I think what I'm going to try and do is every day I am going to give myself, I'm going to try it for the whole of next week, 3 tasks which need to be done today. So like things that have deadlines, or not necessarily that would, you know, that I would die if I didn't do today, but things that benefit me today. And 3 things that benefit me in the future, whether that is reaching out to some brands I want to work with, or whether that is writing a packing list for the next little trip I've got coming up, so that packing doesn't become this big stressful thing. I'm going to Norwich again in a couple of weeks, so I could start thinking about that rather than doing it at the last minute and then packing terribly and forgetting everything and then ending up spending loads more money on toiletries when I get there. What else could be a good future thing? I feel like the declutters have been really good in terms of like for future me. I think filming a declutter could count as a future me task, and then editing one could count as a now me task, because that means then, you know, that's work that then gets posted. I've had a lot of people ask me lately if I'm stressed, from the doctors about my eyes, or even the beautician that just did my facial. She was lovely, and she said that there's certain areas of my skin that need extra help. In, I think she said, Chinese medicine, they associate those places with stress. And I feel like I have been operating at really high levels of stress this year, and I know that's not good for you. Some of it has been outside of my control, external factors, but if I'm being completely honest with myself, I do think a lot of it is, if not self-inflicted, definitely not self-helped. So yeah, something's got to change, because I think if I keep going at this rate of just like completely neglecting myself, it's probably not going to end very well. So yeah, so that is my homework for next week, so you'll see that in next week's vlog. And actually I've got a question for you, which is, I would like you to put in the comments one thing that you're going to do this week that will benefit future you. That might be studying for something early, it might be cleaning that big cupboard that you've been like really putting off, or yeah, doing something that you've been putting off, booking a smear test. They don't call them smear tests anymore, do they? Cervical screening. Or last week I booked a doctor's appointment. That would be my one. Let me know in the comments one thing that you've been doing to look after future you, because I need to start thinking about that a little bit more. And even like when it comes down to like finances and stuff, I'm usually really quite good with my money. I always have been, but this year everything has felt like I've been scrambling. I mean, the price of everything has really gone up, which hasn't helped. And obviously there were a few months of this year where I was living in my flat by myself, which also didn't help. So it's been a very expensive year, but I need to take a little bit more responsibility, I think. And yes, just start making some smarter choices that are going to benefit me in the future, rather than sort of satisfying me now, if you know what I mean. But yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts to end off the week. Thank you so much for watching this weekly vlog. It's so annoying that we haven't got that Agatha All Along music video shoot thing content through yet, because I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But I will post it on my Instagram when I do get it, so follow me there if you want to see what we got up to. I really cannot tell what it's going to come out looking like, but the set and everything looked really cool, and like the crew really seem to know what they're doing. It's just sort of from my end. I had no idea what I was walking into. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I can see that about half the people who watch these vlogs aren't subscribed to my channel. So if that is you and you have enjoyed, you know what to do. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you again on Thursday with the Disneyland Paris vlog from last week, and
next Sunday with another weekly vlog, of course. And I should probably go in and get ready for dinner. Bye guys.